Startup and growth. It is difficult for some companies to position themselves immediately on the reseller MSP continuum. If a company should be characterized by multi-sided platforms, they sometimes need to start out as resellers and vice versa. To illustrate this problem, we can use the catch-22 problem. To explain this problem, we will state that we are a startup or a large company entering a new market using the multi-sided platforms model. The model you will be faced with is that if you don't have enough sellers, you won't have many buyers. The same problem will happen with the buyers. Luckily, there are solutions for this problem like focusing on a small niche. eBay did the same with collectors of PEZ candy dispensers. In the case that you don't find a niche, it is wise to resort to the reseller for an interim period. This strategy is used by Amazon. Karma, a startup that is taking a similar approach, allows users to select, buy, and send presents from a variety of sources. Their strength is the ability to provide gift recommendations based on data gleaned from users' social networks. Currently, they are using the pure reseller model. They buy and sell with a small profit. Probably, this won't be optimal in the long run. Most of the retailers and manufacturers that Karma works with are superior in scale. This isn't a problem because Karma doesn't have to take positions of the items to guarantee their buyers a good experience. Neither will the consumers be concerned about quality or reliability. This control offered by the reseller gives Karma more space and time to research the way to serve buyers. Once they know the best way to serve, they will be able to transform their structure towards a multi-sided platform model. An important thing to mention is that if a business should be a reseller and if it has to grow on short term, but you don't have the resources for this, a good interim solution is to operate like a multi-sided platform which has lower costs and capital. An example of a company which used this strategy is GOM, the largest electronics retailer in China. Creating a marketplace is harder than it looks. It is very attractive to connect buyers and sellers without owning the product. This is because of the low costs and high margins. Sometimes it still seems better to be a reseller. If you can answer yes to any of the following questions, reselling or a hybrid approach is probably a better bet for your company. 1. Are there significant economies of scale to be exploited? 2. Can your company create and extract much more value by bundling or by selling complementary products? 3. Do buyers derive significant benefits from aggregation? 4. Is your company able to create a better buyer or seller experience by taking control of transactions? 5. Do buyers need to be protected from sellers or vice versa? And 6. Does one side have a disproportionate information or bargaining advantages? Disruption and disintermediation. This framework is also useful for identifying disruption or opportunities or threats. If we look at a typical disruption scenario, emerging marketplaces displace incumbent resellers. The multi-sided platform model has become very powerful and widespread thanks to the internet and mobile communication technologies. Because of this, new marketplaces are created every day to connect sellers and buyers, and the traditional middlemen are bypassed. Examples are eBay, Odesk, Kindle, Relay Rights, etc. It is wrong if we say that every reseller is a subject to disruption by online or mobile-based multi-sided platforms. Examples of this are Li and Fung, who is the world's leading middleman for apparel fabric. An online shop could provide a one-stop shop. This online shop has a disadvantage that they stop aggregating demand from many clients so they can lower the prices from suppliers, make faster deliveries, and help suppliers better utilize their capacity. And other examples are Hulu, YouTube, and Xbox Live Marketplace. These services make sure that users can buy content directly from the provider. The proliferation of these internet-based marketplaces has not rendered satellite and cable aggregators obsolete. Aggregators like to use bundling, so they get much higher revenues from viewers and advertisers. They do this by selling their products independently on online marketplaces and then share those higher revenues with the content providers. It is important to conclude that we are beginning to see a reverse disruption scenario, which means that upstart resellers are challenging established multi-sided platforms. An example of this is Gazelle. Successful multi-sided platforms inevitably create opportunities for resellers to aggregate demand or supply in markets or to offer a better experience for a segment on either side of the market. During the past decade, multi-sided platforms have emerged as some of the most powerful and valuable business models. It is dangerous to overestimate their attractiveness relative to the traditional reseller model. Before changing the model to the multi-sided platform, managers should consider where on the reseller MSP continuum an intermediary belongs. They have to be realistic and realize that it may take one or two moves to change the model. Afterward, they have to be diligent about re-evaluating that positioning as the competitive landscape changes. Otherwise, it could happen that their business is disrupted.